There's a New York Times article pointing to some new polls from over the weekend that are very favorable for Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders in some of the early voting states. Corporate media is essentially ignoring these polls. Let's discuss. First of all, Iowa. Let's start with Iowa. A new NBC Wall Street Journal Marist poll taken just a few days ago puts the race at Hillary Clinton 48, Bernie Sanders 45 in Iowa. This is a drop-off for Hillary Clinton, although not a big one. And in New Hampshire, we have three 2016 polls in the Democratic race, three polls taken in 2016, which have Bernie Sanders with an average lead of about 5 points by roughly 50 to 45%. Now, the bad news for Bernie Sanders is that he has no reason to think, and the data from South Carolina and Nevada is not very new, but it does appear as though Bernie is down big in both of those two states, down 20 points to Hillary Clinton in Nevada, down something like 50 points in South Carolina. So what can we say now? This is the same thing that Bill Scher said on the show last week. The path for Bernie Sanders is you go to Iowa and you get about 50% of the vote. Maybe you win 50 to 45. Okay, you get 50% of the delegates. You're in first place. You go to New Hampshire, February 9th. You get 45%. You come in second, but after both of those, you're basically tied with Hillary Clinton. That gets you some momentum going into Nevada, the third primary, and maybe you can cut that 20-point lead to only a 10-point deficit, okay? Then, after three states, you've still got about 40% of the delegates. That's really not bad, and maybe that momentum makes it so that you don't lose by 50 in South Carolina, which would be bad for Bernie Sanders. That's the path I see, Lewis. It's an uphill climb, but it's not an impossible path. If you come out of the first three primaries with 40% of the delegates, you're in pretty good shape.
I think so. Well, like we said, there was one seemingly infallible predictor who said that Bernie Sanders is going to win.
Right.
Another seemingly infallible predictor said Bernie has no chance. So
right.
One of them is right. I hope it's the former. And, well, what can we do? We'll just cross our fingers.
1 month from today, it is January 11th. By February 11th, we will have results from the first two primaries, and we will have, the speculation will at least start to subside heading into the March Super Tuesday where 20-something states have their primaries. That's where we are today. We will continue covering it. Make sure to discuss this story with us on Facebook at facebook.com/David Pakman Show.